Hello guys, and welcome to an update on my prop firm journey. So what has been happening in the last couple of weeks? I took a lot of trades and I did buy two new challenges. One is on FTMO, it is a 100k account, and the second one is on Alpha Capital, also a 100k account. So we will be taking a look at all the statistics on the PC a bit later, but I want to give you a quick recap of what I have been doing in the last couple of months. So again, I have FTMO accounts running, I have Alpha Capital accounts running as well, and I'm doing Darwinex Zero. So what are the current prop firms that I recommend? Of course, I recommend FTMO. That is going to be my number one suggestion for everyone. I also recommend the 5%ers. I am looking at 5%ers to potentially buy a new challenge account and just put it on the trade copier. Basically, those two firms, so FTMO, 5%ers, if you're looking for prop firms, those are going to be your best bet. They are going to be the safest in this industry. They are the oldest, they are the OGs of the game. They have confirmed payouts and they didn't have a lot of drama surrounding them, which is always a good sign. When I say the safest, I don't mean that they're going to be here for, let's say, 20, 30 years, because we know the prop firm space is very, very volatile. We have prop firms dropping left and right. But I mean, out of all the prop firms, okay, out of all of them, FTMO and the 5%ers are gonna be the safest. I personally think those two companies are here to stay for at least the next, let's say, 2 to 3 years. The rest of the prop firms, I mean, we have a lot of new prop firms. I'm not really sure about the prop firm space in general. Again, it is a very, very tough market and their business model is kind of screwed up as well, because we know that they are not actually taking your trades. Again, they make all of their profits from the failed challenge fees, and the winning traders get paid out from the failed challenge fees as well. So when you make money on an account, you get paid out straight out of the prop firm owner's pocket. And that is why I'm also doing Darwinex Zero. So if you have a long-term mindset, which you definitely should have, I mean, as a trader, you should not be looking at your monthly performance. You should look at your quarterly and yearly performance, okay? Trading is a long-term game. It takes a couple of years to learn how to trade. So if you have the right mindset, then I think Darwinex Zero is a great option. It is much, much safer than prop firms, and you get connected to actual real investors. So you're actually trading real investor capital, and you're kind of running a small hedge fund, which anyone can invest in. And also Darwinex can invest in you as well if you have a good enough score. So the three companies I highly recommend at this time are going to be FTMO, the 5%ers, and Darwinex Zero. You can find the links to these companies in the description of this video. Now, I used to recommend Alpha Capital, and I want to touch on that topic as well. Alpha has been really popular lately, and they seemed like a good FTMO rival. They're pretty big, okay? It's a really, really big company. They're getting a lot of revenue in, but in the last couple of weeks, they did seem to be a bit sketchy. So if you're active on Twitter, you would have seen a lot of drama surrounding Alpha Capital. And I personally know about one thing that they did with news trading rules that was really, really sketchy. So yeah, I just bought a 100k account. I think that was a bad move. I should have gone with FTMO or the 5%ers. But what basically happened is Alpha Capital used to have a news trading rule: 5 minutes before the news, 5 minutes after news, you cannot get in or get out of trades. But if you have a trade running 2 or 3 hours before the news, okay, so if you have a trade running going into that news window and the news actually takes you out, so hits your take profit, that used to be fine. And that is exactly what happened to a trader that I know, not just to him, but to many other traders as well. So he basically had a position running, I think it was 2 or 3 hours before a big news event. And then basically that news event came, and that news candle in like 1 minute took out his take profit, and he made a couple $1,000 on his funded account. Mind you, according to their rules at that time, that was completely fine. So he requested a payout, but then he got an email from Alpha Capital saying that he basically breached one of their news trading rules and that he cannot get a payout. Those profits will be deducted from his account. They said that apparently sometime in the last couple of weeks, they changed the rules so that even if you're holding a trade from 2 or 3 hours before the news and the news comes and hits your take profit, that is not allowed, okay? So sometime in the last couple of weeks, they rapidly changed this rule, and they said that they had a Discord post announcing this new rule, and they said that they did send out an email about this rule, but he never got an official email, and a lot of other traders that I have seen on Twitter never got an official email about this news trading policy change. When you go to their Discord server, yes, you can find an announcement saying that the news trading policy is changing, but it's an edited post, okay? So what they could have done is they could have just grabbed one of their old posts, re-edited the post, put in that news trading policy in there, and then claim that they announced this news trading rule like weeks ago. So that seemed pretty shady because, again, he got his profits deducted. A lot of other traders on Twitter also got their profits deducted. And again, announcing this new news trading policy, not really sending an email to everyone and not having a clear Discord announcement, but instead what I believe happened is that they edited an old post and just slapped on that news trading policy in there. It seems pretty sketchy. So for now, I'm kind of pausing with Alpha Capital. Yes, I do have 2 accounts, 2 challenges running with them, but I will definitely not be buying any new accounts with Alpha. There is other drama surrounding Alpha Capital as well. I'm not gonna go into it in this video. If you wanna check that out, make sure you hit up Twitter. All of the information is there. And that's about it for the introduction into this video. So now let's jump onto the PC. Let's take a look at all of the statistics for Darwinex, FTMO, and Alpha Capital. So here we are on the FTMO dashboard. This is the 50K account. The second one is gonna be 100K, but first let's take a look at this one. So we started off in some drawdown, as you can see, and then almost hit the take profit. We were very, very close. I think I even passed the profit target, but I wanted like a $50 or a $100 buffer because you know how spreads are large on prop firms and the commissions get added in as well. So it's good to have like a $50 buffer. Could I have closed it and maybe passed this phase 1? Maybe. But again, nothing is guaranteed. So I wanted to be a bit more careful. I wanted to have a bigger buffer of, let's say, $80 or $100. I currently have my equity protection rule set on my Traders Connect trade copier at around $55,050. Okay, like a $50 buffer. So if it hits that level, it's going to automatically close all of the positions and I will be able to pass phase 1. After we almost hit the profit target, we just kind of started to range around. So yeah, it almost hit the profit target and then it retraced and then it was a smaller winner than it was actually running. It is what it is. After that, we were kind of just around break even. So $52,273. Okay, I think that is the current equity on this, or the current balance on this account. So as you can see, started 7th of March 2024, account size 50K. Is the swing account because I want to hold trades for the weekend and I want to be able to trade through the news. That is very, very important to me. And I'm using CTrader, okay? Because MetaTrader, you never know when a prop firm is going to lose their license with MetaTrader. So just to be safe, I am now always using CTrader, currently sitting at this level. So let's see if I will hit the profit target, pass phase 1, or if I will lose this account. I like the current balance. I think it's gonna be all right. Consistency score is 80%. I guess that's good. And then minimum trading days. So everything is passed except, of course, the profit target, which is currently at 4.54%. See? And I took a lot of trades, okay? See, number of trades, 35 trades. Now that's pretty big for me. Again, this is an account that is running for quite some time now. I am taking it a bit slower, okay? I don't want to rush it. There is no time limit, so why rush it? I'm going to take it slow, going to take it easy. I am going to play it safe. So yeah, took 35 trades. Win rate is around 37%. Average profit is far bigger than the average loss, which is very good to see. That is very, very nice. And you have all of these other statistics. You have all of the trades I have taken right here. These Stats are also kind of cool. Now, usually I do not pay much attention to these, but because this is an account that has been running for quite some time now, we do have some nice statistics. So the open time hour, I made a lot of money during midnight, I guess. Okay, when I opened the trade at midnight, those are all the flags I took because they usually form, the entry usually forms right after spread hours, meaning around midnight. My buy setups are better than my sell setups. But this sample size is too small, okay? Aussie JPY is a big winner. This sample size is far too small to make conclusions. Again, you need at least, I would say, a 3-year sample size, at least 3-year backtesting data. If you're trading on the 1-hour chart, minimum 100 trades to create an actual trading edge. So let's now jump to the second FTMO account that I have. Here is that second account. So started the 24th of May, 2024. So it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, something like that. Account size $100,000 or 80k euros. That was my mistake. I had quick fingers and I pressed the wrong account size. I wanted to go with dollars, but I chose euros instead. My mistake. What you gonna do? Swing account, of course, and platform is CTrader. Basically completely the same as the account before this one, and we're around break even. So I didn't have much winning setups. I mean, I had some winning setups, but I also had some losing setups. Those were mainly the liquidity sweep entries, and I had some losing trending entries. Okay, so that is why I love the liquidity sweep entry, because it makes the drawdowns much better, much easier to deal with. Okay, because when I'm in a drawdown from my trending entries, because the win rate is kind of low, I can execute liquidity sweeps and I can keep the drawdown curve much more flat, as you can see here, or it can even go into some profit as well, because the liquidity sweep does make some very good percentage on a large sample size. So if I didn't implement the range bound liquidity sweep entry, this may have been a lot lower. We may have been at minus 3k or minus 4k. So yeah, it's good that I'm trading the liquidity sweep during the range bound market conditions. We have some stats, but they're not going to be relevant. This sample size is far too small. So of course, profit target not passing it, currently in minus 1% drawdown on this account. Last trade I took, okay, the last one I took on the 12th of June. It happened yesterday and it had a lot of slippage. So there was a news candle that took me out and the spreads expanded. It was very volatile and I got taken out for around 2 or 3 times more than I actually risked. So yeah, this wasn't planned, this big loss. It was supposed to be like a minus 500 euro loss, something like that, and it turned out to be 3 times as big. It's now 1,600. So that kind of sucked, but it's a part of trading. It is what it is. We move on. And yeah, number of trades, only took 7 trades on this account. Here are all the trades and here are all the stats, but it's not going to be relevant. This sample size is far too small. Again, a good sample size is going to be either 100 trades or the minimum last 3 years of backtesting data. Preferably, you have the last 3 years of backtesting data and you have more than 100 trades in that sample size. Now we come to Alpha Capital. So again, I have 2 accounts with Alpha. First one is a 50k one, which you have seen in the prior video of this series. So account size 50k, current equity, I'm down a little bit. Okay, I'm down to $48,440. All right. Yeah, it's still in progress. Still haven't breached any of the rules. And I started this account from the 9th of April 2024, so it's been running for quite some time now, okay? Here is the equity curve. This is phase 2, okay? That is what I need to highlight as well. This is a phase 2, while the FTMO was in phase 1. Both accounts on FTMO were in phase 1. Alpha Capital, 1 account. This one is in phase 2. The 100k one on Alpha is still in phase 1. So since I started phase 2, it's been break even. It's been pretty break-even trading, as you can see here. Okay, I'm gonna hide my webcam. And you can see this equity curve is pretty flat, not much happening. Wasn't a bit of profit, but then we dropped and climbed a bit up and then dropped again. So it is what it is. It's a bit unfortunate. Here you can see some of the statistics. Number of trades, 19 trades. Win rate is 31%. It's an okay win rate. I'm happy with that. Here you have some stats as well. Minimum trading days was passed. Profit, of course, it's not passed. Maximum loss is still okay. Okay, I still have some breathing room with the max loss. I'm currently down around 3% on this account. Max daily loss is in progress as well. So we'll see what will happen with this account. Here is the trade journal. This is June. And then we have May. See? A lot of trades. April as well. For some reason, we just cannot get above break even, but I just need some time. I just need to be patient. I need to keep following the plan. And of course, the trades will come. This account is on the trade copier as well. So I have my IC markets as my master, and all of these accounts that you're seeing are just slapped on to Traders Connect, trade copier, and it's all very, very easy execution. I just enter a trade on my IC markets account and all of the risk gets automatically calculated and all of the trades get automatically copied on all the other accounts. And then we come to the next Alpha Capital account. Again, this is a 100K account size, still phase 1. Okay, the one before was phase 2, this is phase 1. Start date 14th of May 2024. I'm gonna hide my webcam. We're gonna take a look at these results. So yeah, current equity 99,127. So I'm down like 1% on this account. Here is the balance. We had a bit of profit, okay, running a bit of profit. It was looking nice at one point, but then we dropped, climbed back up last week with 2 liquidity sweeps. And took a liquidity sweep which took me out for more than I risked, unfortunately. So still in some drawdown, but it's not concerning. 1% drawdown is really manageable, so we're gonna be okay. Number of trades, took 10 trades. Win rate around 30%, and you have some stats here. Minimum days, it's a success. Profit is still in progress, of course. Max loss, max daily loss. So it looks like the trade calendar hasn't loaded. They are having some issues with this, but that's basically it. So both of the accounts are unfortunately in some drawdown, but I'm not concerned. I'm just gonna keep executing. I'm gonna keep following the plan, and eventually the winners will come. The trending entries will hit some nice risk to rewards, and I will be able to pass phase 2 and phase 1 on this account. But yeah, just a heads up, Alpha, we thought they were pretty safe. We thought that they were the same as FTMO or pretty similar to FTMO. Turns out they do have some shady practices and that there is some drama surrounding them. So my recommendation, as always, stick to FTMO, 5%ers, and Darwinex. The final one for today is gonna be Darwinex Zero, okay? Here is my account. As you can see, I'm still in the calibration stage. I have passed the minimum trading days, so that is 15 out of 15. And then you have risk calibration. Now it takes some time for the risk calibration to be finished. It takes a couple of months. I have been active on this account since the 27th of March 2024. The first trade on the account was on the 3rd of April 2024. I'm 2 months into this and I have already finished the trading days. Now I need the risk calibration. I think that's gonna last for 2 more months, or if I get some nice winning setups, this should be pretty quick to fill up, and then I will have access to Darwinex Silver if I get a good score, of course, and then I will be able to get some seed capital allocations, but it all depends on my statistics. My current stats are return is 5.22%. Return max drawdown is minus 4.45%. So here is the equity curve. I do not think it's really accurate, but these numbers are accurate. The last trade I took, so the one that slipped me, I had really bad slippage on Darwinex as well, unfortunately. So instead of it being like a minus 0.5% loss, it ended up being a minus 2% loss, which was not pleasant to see. Darwinex is a long-term game, as you can see. I have been active since beginning of April, and I'm still in the calibration phase, still with the risk calibration. It takes a couple of months, especially with the trading strategy that I trade, and that, for example, my good friend Griff trades as well. He also has Darwinex Zero. It took him a couple of months to pass the trading days, pass the risk calibration, and actually get into Darwinex Silver. But once he got in, he also immediately, I believe, got a seed capital allocation, which was pretty nice to see. What I can tell you, Darwinex is much safer than any prop firm. So if you want to build your trading capital, if you're here for the long-term game, if you want access to real investors and you want to run a small hedge fund, well, then you definitely need to check out Darwinex. I believe this is gonna be my ticker once I pass the calibration stage. So this is gonna be the name of my small hedge fund basically. And I'm looking forward to getting the risk calibration phase done so I can try to get some seed capital allocations. So what are my plans for the future? Well, I'm definitely looking to get more accounts, looking to get more challenges. I'm looking at the 5%ers. I really like 5%ers. Alongside FTMO, they are one of the oldest, one of the biggest, most reliable, and just the best in this space. So I will look into getting a challenge account with them. For me, it's very easy. I just buy the challenge account, put it on the trade copier, enable the equity protection rule for that account. So once it hits a certain equity, all of the trades automatically close and I can pass phase 1, pass phase 2. So I don't need to do anything. I just need to execute on my master account and it all gets copied over. Currently in prop firm challenges, I have around 300,000 running. I definitely want to increase it to at least 500,000. We will see. Definitely look out for an update of this series. That would be it for this analysis of my performance. Let's now move on to the last segment of this video. That would be it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you took some value. Again, if you're looking to get funded, FTMO, there's a link in the description of this video. 5%ers, highly recommend them as well. Darwinex Zero, also link is gonna be in the description. If you want to learn how to trade, how to pass challenges, how to get funded, how to get some payouts, well then check out the zentumtrading.com. It is an educational community where you have free mentors at your disposal. You have Nico, you have Griff, you have me as well. Nico and Griff are great traders. They had a lot of payouts with prop firms, so they definitely know what they're doing. So if you want to learn how to trade and get funded, that is the best place to go. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.